Hi everyone, thanks for joining me in this lovely woodland environment today. Well, I hope you are all well. It's good to see you. Yes, equally it is good to be seen. Well, on today's episode we are going to be looking at the Swiss M71 stove, otherwise known as the canned heat. Now, as far as I'm aware, this has been around since 1971, so it has stood the test of time. Makes it a good stove in my eyes. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at it, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see if it's worth pursuing, having in your bag, having in your car as emergencies, having them at home, whatever, because they, you know, they're in this handy little tin. Let's have a look. So the only real good way of seeing if these are any good is obviously by giving them a try. So that's exactly what we're going to do. But first of all, we're going to have a look at it. What I was very surprised with these, when you get these, they come with a box of matches. So there's no excuse for not having a light. So we just take them out there. Let's have a look at those first. So they're a box of matches. It says Fire King on them. Believe it or not, these are actually wooden matches, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a pair of those. And obviously it's all written in Swedish, and the only thing I can read on that is Fire King itself. Just put them away. So the stove itself, you get this little lid. Well, actually this is the attachment that obviously the pot goes on. You got the lid, but as you can see, because this is new, it's got a seal on there, and we've got to break that seal to expose the alcohol jelly. So we're going to do that now. Let's give it a go. The cut's quite easy. Okay, what I want to try and do is just make sure I put all the alcohol back in there. Obviously it sticks to the lid a little bit. So I'm just going to put that aside, come back with that later and dispose of it properly. So as you can see there, it's actually a clear gel. Yep, and it really smells of alcohol, which is obviously to be expected because it's an alcohol stove. So what I'm going to do, this here sits in like a little recess in the top there. See this little groove there? That goes in there like so. And that just sits like that, and then obviously the pot goes on the top. Now this is the lid, and this is for when you've finished cooking or eating up a drink or whatever, you take that off and obviously you put that on the top, and that extinguishes the fire. You can blow it out, or you know, like a one of those biofuel stoves, you can, it's exactly the same. So that goes on there. Just make sure it's level. And what we need a pot. We need some water. Okay, I've only filled that halfway up. Put that aside. We're going to get the matches. Make sure I put this away. Last thing we want to do is lose tools. That goes back in my bag. And then we light one of these up. Well, that wasn't very good. First one broke. So okay, let's put that there. quite a big flame on that already. So what we do is we just pop that on. See how long it takes. So right, the water's boiling. I think that took about no more than 3 or 4 minutes. It was pretty quick. I was really impressed with how quick this thing is. It's definitely quicker than a methanol fuel, that is for sure. So what we need to do then, so I need to get that off of there. So I'm going to get my trusty gloves. I mean, if you don't have to do this, you could just poke it with a stick, it'll be fine. But as soon as I've got the gloves, I might as well use them. Take that off. Now this is going to be really hot, so you've got to be really careful. Obviously lift it with something, just put it aside. You can either blow that out like I said, or just put the lid on the top. That has got a waterproof seal in there, so you have to be really careful. So I'm going to go for blowing it out to protect the seal. All I'm going to do now is let that cool down. So somewhere in my bag here, I have a tea bag. Obviously the Englishman likes his tea, and I'm no exception. You may like coffee, it's your preference. So, just having a quick look at this, this has not burnt that much gel, so I can only assume that it's going to last quite a while. My biggest worry after using the eco methanol fuels is that they burn down quite quickly in those little stoves, and I thought this might have done the same, but there's still a lot of gel in there. It's hardly used anything at all, and because it burns so much hotter, it's obviously heating the water or your food a lot quicker, so that conserves your fuel. Yeah, it's quite. I mean, that was impressively hot. I mean, I could feel the heat off of that, and 3 minutes, 4 minutes for boiling that water. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, so right, while my tea brews, we'll have a quick look at this then. So this is literally still a little tad warm. So I said, imagine in the winter, these are cool down quite quickly, and I wouldn't advise touching this obviously straight away after you've blown it out. And this here is obviously what's going to be the hottest, so I'm just going to leave that a little while longer. Now you shouldn't do this, but I want to touch the gel to see how warm it is. Oh wow, that gel, honestly, it's not even hot. So that's obviously a safety factor as well. So if you did blow that out and accidentally spilt that, which obviously is not going to come out, as you can see, even warm, that's not running very well. It's running a little bit, but I'm surprised how I can put my finger in it, it's not even hot. So that is literally impressive in itself. So that's a good safety feature, that. Let's just have a quick look at the stove now it's cooled down a bit. Now there is a bit of sooting in there, but it will come off, so that will clean up quite well. I've also, yep, as I expected, there's a little bit of sooting on my cup, but that'll wipe off really easy. And if you do go for this system, obviously these are designed to be a one-time use. You can actually replace the gel inside with one called Sterno, so you could reuse these if you wanted to. So now that's all said and done, so what I'm going to do is I put the lid on. The lid just goes on in just one turn, that's it, and that locks in quite tight. That clips to the bottom, so it's all like nicely packaged as it come out the package itself. And then if you wanted to, you could put the matches back in the bottom there, or just keep your matches separate. So that, and then all you do, because what's really clever is because the dirty side goes towards the upside of the tin, it's not on the outside, you can literally just throw that in your bag and it shouldn't make anything sooty. Okay, so what did I think about this Swiss M71 stove? Well, I quite like it. It's pretty good. It's better than I thought it would be. It's definitely a lot hotter than I thought it would be. I mean, size-wise, I mean, take my little finger for example. You've got smaller than that on height and slightly bigger on width there. So they're not very big at all. As you can see, I'm holding it in my hand. I mean, anybody who is a survivalist, a canoeist, a backpacker, an adventurer, a few of these in your pack will, you know, certainly get you through hard times. Or even if you just don't want to bother with fuel, you know, these are a good idea. I mean, if it's good enough for the Swiss Army, then, you know, definitely good enough for me. The only downside, probably the soot. I mean, I can live with that. It's no biggie. I mean, you can put that in a bag. Obviously, once it's cooled off, it won't get your gear sooty then. Or put it on the outside of your bag in the side pocket. The only other major gripe I have with this, only in the UK, I can't speak for everybody else, that these are £9 a pop each, which to me seems quite a lot of money for what they are. And if you want to buy a pack of 4, because you can buy these in a pack of 4, and they will set you back about £30 nearly. Well, I don't know about you, but when you compare that to other fuels, that does turn out to be quite expensive. If you want to give it a try, you can buy, you can buy them individually on eBay, probably Amazon as well, sell them. They are pretty much bulletproof, so you got that, you know, they are an army surplus product. That's why I expected it to be a lot lower in price than it is. But hey ho, let's not grumble about the price. It is what it is. So, if you want to grab one of these, get yourself on eBay, have a look on Amazon, just have a look around. You can get them pretty much anywhere. A good army surplus store will have them. Just literally Google it in and you'll find some. So if you like what you saw, you know, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You know, like, subscribe and all that. So until next time, get out there, do some bushcraft, buy yourself a little M71 stove. Don't take my word for it, give it a go, and I'll catch you on the next adventure. Adios amigos.